Hey, how's it going, Calvin King? In this third Deadbug seated variation, I wanted to address some things. So I've noticed a lot of us as professionals, when we go to conferences, seminars, the first thing we do, we might meet and greet everyone, but we go into a seated position. We're seated on the floor with our legs crossed. We're in the chair. Some of us are hunched over, etc. like that. And it continues when we go out to eat with other professionals, when we go into the hotels, and everything like that. So what I wanted to do was to speak to, more specifically to us, in addition to the actual 9-to-5 Joe and on the 9-to-5 athlete. So with these variations here, we have hip marches. So hip marches you've probably seen in some physical therapy settings with the elderly to strengthen their hip flexors, to awaken their glutes, to get some blood flowing in the lower body, also to tone up them thighs and them hamstrings. So with the regular Deadbug marches, I'm in a seated position, the body is upright, spine straight, core, trunk area is tight, hands to the side, chin up, looking straight. Regular Deadbug and regular marches. Okay? You might notice a tendency as you start marching for falling over. There's a good thing about these. You want to keep your body up tight, keep everything tight. Okay? I mentioned the Deadbug marches because that's the next variation I want to show. However, before I show it, you might want to consider the chair that you use. With the chairs, a lot of chairs are not, that's why we shouldn't be seated all the time, but a lot of chairs are not made the same. So you might have, like this one, it's a little decline in it. You might have some ones that are perfect, and you have some ones that also recline. So try to use one that's a little bit more sturdy and can sit you upright. So I'm in an upright position. Now we're going to go into the Deadbug marches. Same thing, promotes hip flexion, targets the hip flexors, waking up the glutes. You might get some work in the psoas area. It's tightening up the core because you got to keep the core tight. The one thing about this is, don't try to lift the knee all the way up. That's not what it's meant for. It's just meant to awaken, as I mentioned, the muscles earlier. Also with here, don't worry about the shoulder flexibility. If you can come here, that's fine. Here, that's fine. I don't need you to go all the way back there. So here's the Deadbug marches, seated Deadbug marches. Make sure you're breathing throughout. Now let's show from a different angle. Okay. Again, just like a reverse Deadbug. So great seated position. All right, again, so don't worry about lifting the knee all the way up. You can do that when you get up, start walking, and do some additional mobility exercises before you get into your sessions or before you go walking and everything like that.